Hi lovies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I filmed this go-to glam, which is pretty much my everyday glam when I don't have a lot of time in the morning for work, if I'm running errands, if I'm going shopping, hanging out with a girlfriend, going to dinner, if I need something simple, no-brainer, easy to go. This is the look I do. I'm super excited because I just hit 500 subscribers. I know in the bigger scheme and picture of things, to some people it might not seem like a lot, but honestly to me it means so much, because when I started this YouTube channel I really did it with no expectations whatsoever, which I feel like is the best advice to give anybody who's starting a channel. Like, just going with it with no expectations, and any little progress or success you have or make, it's going to feel great. Even if it's not a lot to some people, to you it's still going to feel like a lot, and that's how I feel right now. So I'm just very grateful that there's 500 of you that take the time to keep following up with me and watch what I do and learn from me and basically just support and love me. So that really means the world to me, and thank you to the 500 of you. And like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, do it right now. Right now. Anywho, so I am going to be doing a 500 subscriber giveaway gift soon. I'm thinking I want to do maybe one or two winners. So I'm going to be giving away a lot of cool favorite stuff of mine, like a Glam Glow mask set, possibly Sigma brushes, of course, makeup. So it's going to be like a mixture of makeup, skincare, maybe some items that you've seen me use religiously on my channel, and maybe some new stuff too. So I'm going to be doing that in the beginning of March. So keep your eye out for that if you want to enter, and let's just jump right into it.
First, I'm prepping my lips with my Sugar Lip Treatment Wand. This is my absolute favorite product ever. And then I'm moving on to my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream Moisturizer, applying that all over the face and prepping for primer. I am using Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow first all over my face, and then I'm dipping into the Makeup Forever Step 1 primer, and I'm just applying this on all the areas that I have bigger pores or smile lines that I want to mattify throughout the day. So I'm going to start this look with eyes today. So I'm going to prep with my Matte Pot Concealer on a flat brush to my eyelids. Just applying this all over, getting a nice even base for our eyeshadow that we are going to apply later. But first I'm going to set it with a little bit of powder so it transitions well. I'm going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Finish Powder in shade 02 all over the lid. And it's going to be nice and ready for some transition colors now. Then I'm taking Havana from Anastasia Beverly Hills Contoured Kit on a fluffy blending brush and applying this in my crease on both sides of the lid. I really love using contour or bronzer shades as shadows, especially for like a quick and easy look on the go, because it just looks so subtle and natural on the eye, but it still gives you depth and dimension. So that's a cool little trick that I like to do almost on the daily. Then after blending all of this out, I'm going to be taking the darker contour shade in the kit, which is called Java, and applying that right over where I placed Havana, but just a little bit lower so it doesn't go up too high into the crease and get too dark for my preference. Then I'm moving on to my Naked Basics palette on a flat angled brush in the color Faint, and I'm going to be applying this right along my lash line, kind of like as if you were applying a pencil or liquid highlighter, same effect but with powder. Don't worry about getting a really nice clean line, that doesn't matter because I'm going to buff this out anyways. Just make sure to get the base of the lashes where your lash line is in a good coat of shadow. And here is that flat shader brush I was mentioning. I'm just buffing all of that shadow eyeliner on my lash line upwards, but not bringing it too far up. This is just going to give a little dimension and kind of like an ombre effect to the lash line for the eye. I'm taking my most favorite highlighter ever in life, my Pat McGrath in Fine Gold, and applying that under the brow for a nice little brow highlight. Then I'm curling my lashes and prepping for falsies. Today I'm going to be using the Beauty Box new style in Flashy, which I'm super obsessed with. Gonna link the code for y'all as usual. Taking my Charlotte Tilbury Bedroom Black Rock and Coal liner, applying that in my waterline, and using my Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express as mascara to blend the two together today. Now it's on to skin and complexion. I'm just jumping right in with my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation since I already moisturize and prep my skin with primer. This happens to be one of my favorite drugstore foundations and one of my favorite foundations in general. If you haven't already seen me use it, it's amazing. You get really beautiful coverage. It's a great matte finish and I get all day wear out of it, especially when I set it with a good powder. But you can see I'm just dabbing it out now with a beauty blender, getting a nice, really even, flawless complexion and coverage. So I'm going to be using two different concealers today. First, I'm taking the NYX HD concealer and I'm applying that to all the usual areas that I do when I highlight. The under eye, hit it down the nose, the cupid's bow, and the chin as well. And I'm also going to be using a second concealer today, which is my Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher. I believe I'm using shade 03 under the eye, along the nose, cupid's bow, and chin as well. And after I illuminate all these areas with concealer, I am going to take my beauty blender, per usual, and buff and dab all of this out so it's nice and seamless and flawless blending into my foundation. I'll usually use two concealers when I feel like one of the consistencies is a little bit thicker than I like it to be, so I'll use a second one that's thinner and more movable so that the consistency of them both together makes it really easy to blend out and it doesn't pick up the concealer or my foundation underneath. And of course, I am using my all-time Holy Grail Translucent Setting Powder by Laura Mercier to set my under eye area. And if you guys have been keeping up with me, you know I don't like to bake, I just like to set with this. After setting my under eye area, I'm going to set the rest of my face with my Charlotte Tilbury Compact Powder. And I'm using my fluffy Rocky Cosetti face brush for this, just making sure that my foundation is nice and set and completely mattified. Then I'm moving on to bronzing and contouring. I'm taking my Naked Urban Decay Flushed palette in the bronzer shade. Can you tell? I love it. I hit pan on this so fast. But as usual, I'm using this to chisel and add definition to my cheekbones, just warming up the face with a light bronze. And I'm doing this in the hollows of my cheeks. I drag it along my forehead. I'll do it across the jawline as well, and then I'll hit it a little bit on the outer slimmer areas of my nose just for a light, slight contour. And then I usually will take a darker shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. I believe in the color Havana, the same one that I use to buff in the crease of my eyes. And I'll just add that to the cheekbones to just contour and add a little bit more depth and definition there. After I'm finished contouring and bronzing the face, I like to go in with my Inglot under eye setting powder. It's like this banana shade, and I'll use that for my under eye area. I'll also use that on my forehead, along my nose, my cupid's bow, and chin as well. Kind of all the same areas I apply concealer to set and illuminate those areas. Then with another fluffy face brush, I like to drag this all along the areas that I bronzed and contoured to buff out any harsh lines and make everything look a little bit more natural. Using that same Inglot banana shade and my Dior flat foundation brush, I use it to clean up where I bronzed and contoured right underneath to give a nice clean cut line that I will later buff away so everything looks really seamless and blendable together. It's on to my favorite part, highlighting. I am using Sparkling Dust from Inglot. It's a face and body shimmer powder. It's a loose powder, something I picked up recently, and I'm using this on my Inglot highlighting brush, which is my new favorite brush to highlight with, and applying this to all the high points of my face as usual. Tell me not. That is just a beautiful, soft, fine gold highlight. I'm obsessed with it, especially when I pair it with my tried and true Pat McGrath in fine gold, which is coming back, by the way, if any of you are curious. And I'm just layering that on the same areas that I applied the sparkling dust. Then it's on to blush, and today I am using the Charlotte Tilbury Swish and Pop in First Love, which is my absolute favorite and go-to blush for every day, and especially from Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm just applying this onto the cheeks. It's curated to swish the outer ring and then pop the center ring on the apples of the cheeks. You know I get down to Sweet Sexy Savage while I beat this face. So moving on, I am taking my Rocky Cosetti face brush and blending and buffing everything out so it's nice and seamless. And setting with my Mario Badescu Rose Water per usual. And taking my Pat McGrath in fine gold on a small eye pencil brush and applying that in the inner corner of my eyes. This would not be my complete go-to glam without my tried and true holy grail lip liner from MAC, which is called Strip Down. I literally use this almost every single day. And then I'm going to be applying my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Very Victoria, my favorite neutral go-to matte for every day. And then last but not least, I'm going to finish off my look by doing my bottom lashes, priming them with my Dior Lash Maximizer, using remover to clean out any transfer on my bottom waterline. And then as usual, taking my Dior New Look and coating my bottom lashes with that as well. Then I am setting once again with my Mario Rose Water, and voila, there you have it, my go-to glam for any casual occasion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you babies very soon.